big welcome to the programme. It's Owen Bradley with former Derby County captain Shaun Barker alongside, here to bring you a reaction to Derby County's first win of the new championship season. Derby doing it to West Brom yet again. Andi Weimann's late goal, the difference at the Hawthorns this afternoon. On the day that West Brom celebrated 125 years at the Hawthorns as well, Derby had to roll with the punches for large parts of the game and really dug in as West Brom had the better of things. But a couple of substitutions made in the second half by John Eustace made the difference. Patrick Agyemang involved with the goal that Andi Weimann claimed to get Derby into the win column for the season. And one reaction from Callum Elder and company at the end there. Derby win at the Hawthorns for the second time this season, third time in a row. It's also the first time since 1936 that the Rams have beaten West Brom in consecutive league games. Derby are very much West Brom's bogey side, Shaun Barker, and so they proved to be today.
Yeah, exactly that. In many ways, it was a very good away performance. We didn't have much of the ball. I think we had to be comfortable with that. West Brom had the vast majority. In the first half, it wasn't that kind of open. It was a little bit cagey, and we didn't have that much possession. In the second half, it just opened up that little bit more. And in reality, we defended the box brilliantly. We didn't have too many chances ourselves, but the one that mattered, we took. And again, we talk about the team that started, look at the strength and depth of the squad, the two that came on. Agyemang, I thought, was a real handful when he came up and played as that lone striker. There's so many good things from that performance. Clean sheet, huge to get your first clean sheet. First away win. A goal from Weimann, who's had a little taste of coming back but isn't fully fit. Lots of good things to talk about. There were still elements that we could improve on, absolutely no doubt, but a brilliant result in the end.
Our first game for Derby as well, with Lewis Travis as captain, confirmed by John Eustace after the game. In fact, let's hear from the Derby head coach.
I thought it was a great away performance. I thought the first half we suffered a little bit. I think we showed West Brom a little bit too much respect. There's a couple of players there who haven't been able to train with us properly throughout the week, and maybe their jobs weren't. They didn't do their jobs as well as what we wanted due to injuries, obviously with Rian and Berriton coming back from international duty. But you know, the way we defended the box there in that first half was sensational. You know, we still limited West Brom to next to nothing. Yes, we had to deal with a little bit of pressure, but you know, we defended very well. We had to be better with the ball in that first half to give us a bit of a breather. But you know, we got the boys in at half time. We told them, you know, a couple of tweaks that was needed to get us up the pitch a little bit when we were pressing and get us off the 18-yard box, which I felt we did. I thought we took the game more to West Brom and we were better with the ball as well. So to score with 5 minutes to go was great. You know, it's about the squad. It's always about the squad, the 25-player man squad. Today the substitutions that we made certainly impacted the game. I'm delighted for Andi Weimann. It's been a really difficult 5 or 6 months for him. He had a bad knee injury last year. He's come back. He's getting his match fitness during championship games, during a couple of the pre-season games. So, you know, to finish like he did today was great. And I was very fortunate to work with Andi when he was a young boy, and he was a top player then. And you know, working with him last year at Blackburn, I know when he's fit and firing, you know, we've got a real lethal finisher in the championship, and today was a prime example.
We spoke after the Ipswich game, and you spoke about the need to really stop conceding silly goals, really. How pleased are you that the team have got a clean sheet today, that first one of the season on the board as well?
Yeah, and it's been a lot of hard work this week with the last 2 weeks on the training field to make sure that we do get that clean sheet. You know, it's something that we all pride ourselves on. We want to be a team that's very difficult to play against, that love defending the box, who love keeping clean sheets, and then you know, and play some exciting football. You know, I thought today, first half we defended really well, and second half, you know, a little bit more exciting on the turnover to come to a place like West Brom against a real good footballing team, and perform like we did overall was really pleasing.
You've spoken about it's about the squad a lot over the last couple of months. How pleasing is it that it sort of reinforces the message for you that Andi Weimann comes on and scores the winning goal, and you've got Patrick Agyemang coming off the bench as well, that it just says, remember, this is about absolutely everybody in this group, not just the ones that are named in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and I spoke about that last year, and I spoke about how we're going to grow as a group. You know, we've got players who are coming back from fitness, from injury, and they're catching up on minutes. Patrick today it was great for that 20 minutes when he came on. But it's been a tough 6 or 7 weeks for him as well. So we're getting minutes into the legs, we're getting minutes into the squad. We're all pulling in the right direction. It's about Derby County family growing day by day, week by week. There's going to be some really difficult moments, of course there are, but 2,000 or 3,000 fans again today. We're right behind that group. Even that first half, when we were under pressure, they were right behind the boys. And second half we did them proud, and we did each other proud. And I'm just delighted to get the 3 points today.
How pleased are you with the progress that you're seeing from the group? Where you mentioned there, like players have got varying levels of fitness, coming new signings, been away on international duty. That you're seeing progress with the group week by week.
Yeah, we are seeing progress, but we still need to be still working hard in possession. That's something that I really want us to be better at, which I know we will do. So listen, a small step today. I'm really pleased with the group, really pleased with the fans and the staff, and there's a lot more to come from the group. I said we're going to grow throughout the season, and that's the most exciting thing for me.
Lewis Travis was named as captain today. Could you just talk us through the decision in terms of giving him the armband?
Yeah, I think Lewis is a natural leader, a true captain, fantastic professional, great round the training ground. I spoke to Ebbs about it, and he was absolutely fine. He understood my decision, and Ebbs will be the vice captain, and Ebbs has been fantastic leading this group up to now. He's exceptional last season in really difficult moments. He's loved by everyone at the football club, including myself, and he's going to play such a huge part of our progress this year. But I just felt Lewis was coming in as the natural captain now, and I'm pleased that he led the boys on his first game to a victory.
You mentioned Ryan Brewster earlier. What's the situation with him?
Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan just tweaked his groin on Thursday, which was really disappointing. Obviously, he's been in a really good space. He's worked very hard over the last 4 or 5 weeks to get into that space. Obviously, he didn't have a pre-season, so we've had to manage him properly. And I'm disappointed for the boy because he's a cracking lad. But he'll come back. It's going to be 2 or 3 weeks where he's going to be missing, and he'll come back even stronger.
And just lastly, it's been a month, I think, by the time you play at Pride Park next week, since you're in action at home. You must be looking forward to getting back there next week.
I think so. I think you look at the 2 away games we've just had, Ipswich and West Brom. To get 4 points from them games is a great testament to the boys, but there's a lot of hard work ahead. We can't wait to get back to Pride Park next week and play in front of our fans again, and let's see where it goes.
And John Eustace very happy after his side's first victory of the season away at West Brom this afternoon, where Derby did have to ride their luck at times. They did have to defend well, Box, and we'll talk about the importance of the clean sheet. But they had that quality off the bench today, which maybe they didn't last season. But Weimann came on, was a real handful, and Andi Weimann with the quality and the composure that he's made a career out of to give them the win.
Yeah, exactly that. And you look at the players that could have been brought on if they were needed. There was quality in an abundance, but yeah, you have to be comfortable and confident that if you're bringing players off, that you're going to be able to replace them like for like, quality for quality. And they certainly did that today. I thought a real changer was Weimann coming on, because when you've got Carlton Morris as a number 9 and you're playing it up to, and you need runners beyond, I didn't see much of that in the first half. In terms of transition and turnover, can we get the back line stretched? Can we ask a little bit of Meppen and Phillips at the heart of the defence to run back towards their own goal? That didn't happen until Weimann came on. So all of a sudden you then have a little bit more space, and that's where Weimann likes to work, in the little gaps, in the little pockets, and it ends up being those two that created together. It was the tiniest of touches from Weimann, but it was enough just to set it into Weimann. It's a brilliant finish. I was expecting him to take it on nice and early. Most players would have taken it on that little bit earlier, but he took his time, found his corner and finished brilliantly.
And John Eustace has talked already, and I'm sure he will throughout the season, goes on about the importance of the whole squad, and that's what we saw today. At the other end of the pitch, that's true as well. Matt Clark, player of the match for you today, but Dion Sanderson was right there with him. Craig Forsyth doesn't put a foot wrong once again.
Yeah, I thought the back three were outstanding. It's hard to pick. I think Fozzie sometimes does the simple things well and very rarely has poor games. So he goes a little bit unnoticed, but I thought it was faultless this afternoon. Sanderson in those 1v1s, if you think about Johnston coming inside the pitch, how many times were him and Sanderson faced 1v1 in the box and Sanderson got the better of him? I just thought Clark got his head on key moments. He made 3 or 4 brilliant blocks in the box when we needed him to, and between the 3 of them, they deserve the clean sheet. You know, sometimes you can do everything right and a goal goes in and there's nothing you can do about it. We had a little bit of fortunate moment with Moa on the line, who did his defensive duties for us as well. Sometimes you have to have a little bit of luck. Lady Luck was on our side. We have to kind of dig in and defend the box well. We certainly did that, and because they did that, that one moment that Weimann had leads to 3 points. So in terms of away performance, exactly what the manager wanted. And the detail that he just mentioned, 4 points in the 2 games, absolutely outstanding.
I wanted to talk just briefly about the captaincy, because we talked about it in Matchday Live before the game and predicted it almost word for word what John Eustace would say and the reasons behind it. And no surprise to see that Ebu Adams has taken the news incredibly well too. But Lewis Travis, I think already in the 2 games, has sort of shown clearly why he has the qualities that the manager's looking for there.
Yeah, well, he didn't stop talking today. He didn't stop getting into the referee's ear. I could see him driving the players, dictating where he wanted certain players to be. We won't shirk about it. Ebu Adams will be super disappointed. Absolutely. It'll hurt him a little bit. But as long as John spoke to him kind of privately and personally, and he was respectful with it, which it absolutely will have done, Ebu Adams has to accept it. You know, I mentioned at the start, it feels like a brand new start. It feels like this is going to be John's team moving forward. He spoke to Ebu. Ebu, brilliant character, great lad. He'll understand the reasons why. And from that moment, we've now got a captain. Ebu deserves the vice captain because of his standards that he's set on the pitch and how likeable he is and his attitude to compete when things aren't going well. But ultimately, we've got a captain. We've got some sort of consistency with how we're moving forward. We've got players in the building. We've got fit players, again, that have been injured. It's starting to look a little bit rosy. And this is the importance of what John's talked about, the patience. Can we be patient? We've been a little bit critical of some of the performance, absolutely, and so you should be. But what's it look like in a month's time, 2 or 3 weeks' time? I think it's going to be a very different setup. I think there's still things they need to work on in possession, absolutely. But it feels like this is going to be a positive season.
Let's get a bit more reaction from today's game. We can hear from the match winner. First goal back with the Rams came at the Hawthorns for Andi Weimann.
It feels brilliant. I think just getting our first win of the season was big for us, and obviously doing it late on away from home in front of the fans was amazing.
Your first goal back with Derby County, did you feel that you could, when you were sat watching from the bench, did you feel like you could come on and affect the game?
I did, yeah. Obviously, as a player, you always want to come in on a bit earlier, but obviously when the manager sent me on, I always think when I'm on the pitch I can get a chance, and luckily I got one today and took it.
Talk us through it. What were you thinking when the ball fell to your feet?
To be fair, in the meetings, we had a few meetings before the game, but they said they're a bit vulnerable at the back post. So when the ball went landed right, I was just hoping that it'll come to the back post, and when it landed at my feet, I was just trying to take a good first touch. And then, there was so many bodies in front of me, so I was just waiting for someone to kind of lift their leg so I can squeeze it in the near post. And obviously, keeper got a hand to it, but it trickled in. So it was a nice feeling when it went in.
A little bit of link up with another new boy, Patrick, as well. How pleasing is it that you were both able to come on and affect the game?
Yeah, good. I think for Patrick, obviously signing from America, coming here, it's a big change for him, and then having surgery as well. So it was nice for him to come on for 30 minutes. I think he was a bit tired towards the end, but that'll come, the match fitness. So yeah, it was nice to see him on the pitch, and hopefully much more to come from him.
Great moment at the end, but we defended well all game, didn't we, to get that clean sheet? Yeah,
massive. I think obviously against Ipswich we were 2-1 up and defended really well until the last second. So obviously we didn't want that to happen today. So we were fighting for each other, fighting really hard to see that win out today.
Finally, a word on the travelling fans. They backed you in their numbers, as they always do.
Yeah, amazing. I think obviously I've known it 10 years ago when I was here, so they're always amazing, travel well. It was nice to get the win in front of them and send them home happy.
That's Derby's match winner today, Andi Weimann. Results from the weekend so far in the Championship then, that big victory for Ipswich last night against Sheffield United, who are now winless through their opening 5 games of the season, pointless too. In fact, draws in the 3 lunchtime games, including Middlesbrough's draw with Preston. Middlesbrough still unbeaten and top of the table. Stoke are up to 2nd after 5 matches after their victory over Birmingham this afternoon. And Wrexham falling to defeat in the final of the 3 o'clock games, losing 3-1 at home to Queen's Park Rangers. One more game to go this weekend. Southampton facing Portsmouth in the South Coast Derby tomorrow. And for the first time this season, Derby County have that winning feeling, a victory at West Brom this afternoon. You can get more reaction to today's game on the website, dcfc.co.uk. Otherwise, we'll be back with you next weekend. For now, from me, Barks, and the team, goodbye.